Hey guys, time to talk about Indiana Jones and the Dial of Destiny. I haven't been wanting to do an episode on this until the movie actually came out because what is there to say about it? I think this movie looks like shit, and I think it always looked like shit. I mean, they started filming this going on 2 years ago, and oof, I mean, ever since then, just But basically, the movie just premiered, I think, yesterday at the Cannes Film Festival, and the reviews are coming out. And holy shit, it's yeah, basically as bad as I thought it was gonna be. Like everybody's talking about it, and I'm just like, yeah, what's the surprise? And I've been kind of annoyed that not too many YouTubers and people have been talking about the movie because I'm like, this should have been talked about for at least a year. I mean, they'll devote like 5 or 10 minutes to it on like a 4 hour stream, but nobody really seemed to have passion to talk about it, like on Nerderotic and stuff like Friday Night Tights. They'll just like, yeah, let's like shit, let's talk about the MCU or Rings of Power or something like that. But I'm like, this is this year's version of the Rings of Power. Like, Rings of Power was atrocious, embarrassing, probably the worst thing to come out in 2022. I think this is going to be this year's version of that. Like, everything I've seen about this, everything I've heard, all the rumors. I mean, yeah, take the rumors with a grain of salt, but just use your powers of deduction and know who's making this film. Lucas was a Lucas Arts and Kathleen Kennedy. That's all you need to know. I know James Mangold is, considered to be a very good director. I've only seen just a couple of his movies. Like here's the premiere yesterday. I mean, yeah, but I mean, Steven Spielberg and George Lucas made Kingdom of the Crystal Skull. I mean, yeah. Now, I think Kingdom of the Crystal Skull gets a little too much hate. I mean, it's not a god awful movie. As good of it's not as good of a movie as it should be to be considered part of the Indiana Jones franchise. Like Indiana Jones, Raiders of the Lost Ark, and Last Crusade are, in my opinion, some of the best movies of all time. Like I like Temple of Doom a lot, but and I know people like it a lot. Like some people, it's even their favorite indie film. But I'm like, no, quit being silly. But I'm perfectly fine with the trilogy. Like the trilogy is perfect. Yeah. Like I consider Kingdom of the Crystal Skull to be okay. It's got some bad moments in it. I mean, the nuke fridge is embarrassing. The Shia LaBeouf hopping from vine to vine with the CGI monkeys is, God. I mean, you could argue that killed his career for the most part. I mean, it's just like, ugh. But, there's some parts in the movie that are okay, but there's only three Indiana Jones films as far as I'm concerned. Yeah, and it's the original trilogy. It's kind of like with the Star Wars movies. For me, it's just the prequels and the original series. I don't count the sequel trilogy. I don't. That's fan fiction. That's non-canon. I'll take the expanded universe over that. And the thing that weirds me out about this movie is just how many of the Indiana Jones lifelong fans are excited about this. I'm like, how can you be excited about this? They can't even get the fucking title good. They can't even make a good title, and you're excited about this. I mean, I think the fans who are excited, they kind of fall into two camps. They're the ones that aren't thinking enough. Like they're just like, oh, James Mangold, he's a good director. Oh, Harrison Ford, Indiana Jones, put them together. Okay, well, this should be a good movie. They're just not looking at it. They're not thinking about it. And then I think there are the fans who think too much. Like I was watching this podcast and these guys were talking about the last Indiana Jones and the Dial of Destiny trailer. And they were like looking, they were like pausing it frame by frame, like, oh, look at Indiana Jones's house. Like on the wall, they have like the Holy Grail parchment from his father's journal and stuff on the wall. I'm like, oh man. And I'm like, guys, okay, the set designer did a good job. That doesn't fucking mean it's gonna be a good movie. Like Jesus, like don't be looking at, don't be getting excited because of the fucking set design or the props. Like, what's the story? Who's the cast? What's the plot? I mean, like, geez. How are the special effects and action scenes? Like, that's the kind of stuff you should actually be looking into, not what's on Indiana Jones's wall for 3 seconds. Like, calm down. So, I mean, let's just look at it objectionally, because I don't want to be, coming across as an angry old man here. And let's look at it with our powers of deduction. Let's look at who's actually making this movie. Yeah, James Mangold is a good director. I mean, I liked Copland, and he's done a couple other good movies that I haven't seen, like Logan and Ford versus Ferrari and stuff. But, I mean, he's a director in a massive production. Only a few directors can actually craft and have the film represent their vision in that kind of environment. That's why Tarantino doesn't do these kind of movies. That's why tons of directors don't do Marvel movies, because it's just not, they're just a cog in the machine. They're not really the creative force behind it. It's the corporation, it's the executives, it's the producers, it's you gotta have this many black people or Hispanic people or gay people in your movie because quota, You gotta have this, you gotta do this, you gotta do, just getting notes after notes after notes. So James Mangold may be a good director, but how much of a say does he actually have in this movie? Like, is he the one even getting to have the final word on the edit? Like, I don't know. And first of all, too, Mangold has conducted himself extremely unprofessionally. Last year, getting in fights on Twitter with fans, like legitimate fans who had concerns. I mean, he was calling them basement dwellers. He was making fun of them. I mean, it was just, he was freaking out, trying to defend against rumors and stuff. Like Doomcock was having some rumors and stuff. And, I think Doomcock is full of shit a lot of the time. But a lot of his shit turned out to be accurate, judging from the trailers. So, with this movie. So, And Lucasfilm deserves no benefit of the doubt. None. I mean, look at what they did with Star Wars. I mean, Kathleen Kennedy is a horrible producer. Horrible. But you say that, and then you look at her box office numbers. Force Awakens made what? $1.9 billion. The Last Jedi, which I didn't even see in the theater. I just saw it on Netflix. Because when I first saw The Force Awakens, I was just like horrified. I mean, the part where Rey just somehow knew more about the Millennium Falcon than Han Solo, I actually wanted to throw my cell phone at the screen. At the movie screen. Yeah, I mean, I was just like, oh my God, this is horrible. Now, once I turned my brain off and, the X-Wings flying over the lake and stuff, I was like, all right, this is kind of cool. Yeah, okay. I was able to have some kind of fun with it, but I mean, I never want to see the movie again. No reason to see it. And when I get my kids into Star Wars, they are not even going to be aware of the sequel trilogy. Not going to, expose them to that at all. Like my friend Enric just went through the Star Wars movies last year, and he's not even going to bother with the sequel trilogy. Yeah, I'm like, don't even watch them. I mean, what they did to Luke and The Last Jedi is completely unforgivable. I mean, I was actually kind of enjoying the movie because it was kind of dark and, like the stuff with Benicio del Toro, like the, the underground black market for like spaceships and stuff. I thought that stuff was kind of interesting. Like that could, kind of the dark side of waging intergalactic war, basically, I found to be kind of interesting. But then just how they treated Luke was just, unforgivable. And I never even bothered seeing what the fuck was the third one? The Last Skywalker, The Rise of Skywalker? Yeah, I didn't even, there's no reason for me to see it. So, yeah. So, and then you look at what Lucasfilm has done recently with the Book of Boba Fett. Embarrassing. Embarrassing. Like, I can't, maybe I'm being a little too generous to the people who make these because I'm assuming that they are smart, creative people who, can actually have thoughts. I just can't understand how people like that could make something as bad as the Book of Boba Fett and Kenobi. Alrighty. I watched those on EFAP. Basically, Mahler and his friends are like just playing the episode and commenting over it. Basically, commentary. And I just couldn't believe how bad it was. The part where Boba Fett parks his slave one spaceship right over the fucking Sarlacc pit. Like, he gets like 5 feet away from it. I'm like, well, why would you ever do that? Like, that thing is still alive. Just blast it from space. Like, what are you doing? And of course, it grabs it and just almost kills everybody. Yeah, that's just. And then the Vespas. It's just embarrassing. And then Kenobi, I just, what a waste. What a fucking waste Kenobi was. They get Hayden Christensen and Ewan McGregor back to do it, and it's just, Reva, I don't even know why I still remember that character's name. Just Reva. That's all you need to know. It's just, it's just horrible. Horrible. What was that one show? Fuck. Andor? Yeah, Andor was supposed to be pretty good, but I don't give a fuck. Star Wars is dead to me, man. Like, well, at least Disney Star Wars is dead to me. And now these are the same people who made that shit that are going to make this. And why would you, as a fan of Indiana Jones, because most likely you're also a fan of Star Wars, why would you give these guys the benefit of the doubt? Why? And they actually like the trailers too, which I'm just like, guys, what are you fucking, like, what? This is horrible. And, I don't want to be beating up on the fans because, I don't really care about the fandom. I remember when Force Awakens came out, the fandom was sending death threats to people who didn't like The Force Awakens. That's the fandom, or a certain aspect of the fandom. So I don't give a fuck about the fans. I just care about my opinion, basically. So take my opinion for what it's worth to you. Probably not much, but if you agree, cool. If you don't, no worries. I'm perfectly fine with people who are excited about this or who are looking forward to this. Yeah, God bless. There's nobody in the world who would love a great Indiana Jones movie more than me. I would just, love that. Sorry, I need to drink some water. So, kind of going off the cuff. I did not expect this when I woke up today. Just everybody's talking about this. So, yeah, I was like, well, might as well give my 2 cents as a fan of Indiana Jones, as a lifelong fan of Indiana Jones. But yeah, I'm just, I just don't understand why the fans are into this. Like, the trailers were shit, the title's shit. The music was shit. And a couple of days ago, they released a clip. Let me see. And, no disrespect to Harrison Ford. He's old as fuck. I remember last year when he got injured on my video, I said, what the fuck were you guys doing? letting a 80-year-old man or 79-year-old man do stunts. Like, what are you doing? This guy gets hurt on every fucking movie he does. And you're gonna have him do a stunt? Like, what are you doing? That's like elder abuse. Like, what are you doing? This guy should not be anywhere near the set when they're doing action scenes. And of course, he got injured, and that kind of fucked up filming and stuff. I mean, this movie's budget has just exploded, which I'm not surprised. Between the CGI, the delays, COVID. I mean, they're saying the budget's somewhere between, I think, 270 and $300 million, making this one of the most expensive movies of all time. And I mean, I'm not going to be surprised if this movie bombs. I mean, yeah. It's just, it's kind of like the situation, what was that, 2021 with the last James Bond movie. It cost so much that it had to make a shit ton. And I'm not even sure if No Time to Die actually made a profit. I mean, it made a lot, like $700 million, $770 million. So it got close. But that easily could have been a catastrophic bomb. The American box office for that was like 180, and the rest was the foreign marketplace. So the foreign marketplace saved that movie's ass because that was like over $500 million from the foreign marketplace. And I could kind of see that happening with this movie. Like, it might do okay domestically, like maybe 200 million, but I don't know what it's going to do with the international box office. I mean, I know it's going to be big in the UK, but I mean, is this going to be big in France, Brazil, China? I don't know. I mean, why would it be? So, I mean, let's say it makes 200 in America and 300 the rest of the world. That would be like a, with that kind of budget and marketing, that's probably a loss of almost $200 million. Yeah, and that easily could have happened with James Bond. Well, James Bond could have been even worse. I mean, it could have lost, I mean, let's say it made 400 million. That could have been a loss of $300 million. That would have killed a movie studio. Yeah. Like, that's catastrophic. And Disney's not in good shape right now. I mean, Guardians of the Galaxy 3 is doing okay. Or very well, I guess. I don't think it's going to make $1 billion, but it can make 900, which is good. But, I mean, you rewind 5 years, that's a slam dunk $1 billion movie probably. But not anymore. I think people are getting tired of Disney and Lucas and just all that. So, yeah, I mean, this could be a catastrophic failure. I mean, I think it's going to have a good opening weekend. You know, globally, it'll probably do about 180, 200. But week two, I don't know. If it's not a good movie and word gets out about it, like the reviews from the Cannes Film Festival are surprising. Like, I mean, that's crazy. And I'll get into that later, just how stupid everything Lucasfilm has done to promote this movie. I mean, the trailers are horrible. I mean, just everything about it has been just stupid, 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 stupid. Mangold getting in a fight with fans on Twitter. The trailers are stupid. You know, Harrison Ford getting injured. All the press of this movie has just been horrible. The only thing I think they've done right is probably with the merch. You know, like the action figures and stuff. Yeah, they're doing an okay job. Yeah. Yeah. That's pretty much the only aspect of this movie I think they're doing okay with. And, you know, news came down that they're going to have the indie films on Disney Plus, and I'm like, well, woo. I mean, the films have been bouncing back and forth from Amazon and Netflix for like the last 10 years, so who cares? But they are going to be re-releasing the Adventures of Young Indiana Jones on Disney Plus, which I'm actually happy for because I hope that gets a whole new generation of kids into that show, which I think is a fabulous show and everybody should check it out. But I mean, other than that, like just everything. I mean, like when James Mangold was getting into it with the fans, I was like, where the fuck is Kathleen Kennedy? Where's Bob Iger or Chapek? Like, where's anybody in the production trying to put a positive spin on this movie? Like, nobody was out there saying, hey, come see our movie. I think you'll like it. You know, you're trying to, when you're doing press for your movie, you're trying to get people to get interested and go and see it. And they weren't doing that at all. I mean, it was like every day I was hearing new rumors about how shitty this movie's going to be. You know, Phoebe Waller-Bridge is going to take over Indiana Jones' role after he dies and go back in time and do everything over. You know, I was hearing that shit, and I was seeing James Mangold getting into it with fans, and I'm just like, this is a dumpster fire, man. Like, where's the people putting the positive spin on this? Like, hey, come see our movie, you know? Harrison Ford's very excited. He loves his character, and you know, we're going to do our best to send this great character off into the sunset, you know? Positive messaging. That's all they had to do. They couldn't do it. Couldn't do it. You know? And, you know, they thought releasing this clip over a month before the movie comes out was smart. They thought, first of all, premiering your film at Cannes Film Festival, this kind of movie is retarded. I mean, Cannes Film Festival's hoity-toity. That's where, like, the pretentious movies get premiered at. You know, not always. I mean, sometimes, you know, like I think Tarantino usually premieres his movies here, and a couple other good filmmakers and stuff. But for a popcorn summer blockbuster movie to be premiered here, that's just, yeah, not really the way to go. But I think really the dumb thing to do is release it over a month before it comes out in theaters. Because now the reviews are going to be out. Critics are going to talk about it. We're pretty much going to know everything that happens in the movie before it even comes out. And that's just stupid. Like, they should have premiered the movie a week before it comes out. Or 2 weeks before. Not a fucking month and a half almost. I mean, it's just stupid. Stupid. And then they released this clip, and
shop the Rooms to Go Memorial Day sale on.
You know, I didn't really think much of this. In fact, it basically looked like it did in the trailer. Like, I thought everything just looked CGI. I mean, this might be real here. That's not real. And, you know, the dialogue I thought between these two was just, I can't, first of all, I can't stand, yeah, nice stunt person. Nice wig. I can't stand Phoebe Waller-Bridge. Just everything I've heard about her, everything I've seen her in, just, yeah. And, you know, she's just a full-on feminist and blah, 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 blah. Just a wink job, you know. And, you know, all of her I mean, god damn, that background looks bad. Look at that. I mean, if you really think Harrison Ford's on a, whatever the fuck this is, driving anywhere, no. But yeah, her dialogue is this, especially this part. Oh, beautiful and self-sufficient and all that. It's just, it's embarrassing. It's cringeworthy. And a lot of the reviews from Cannes are talking about this, you know, the press there are just like, whenever she makes a joke or something, nobody's talking. It's just like, then they like start mumbling in French and just are bored. Yeah, they're acting bored doing the movie. And I'm not surprised. I mean, what part of this looks exciting? This is all CGI. I mean, this background looks as realistic as the old-timey movies with the screen behind them. Like, did you guys ever see Airplane? When the guys were driving in the car and they were just making fun of it by like putting Indians on the screen behind them, chasing them and shit. That is exactly how realistic this looks. And I mean, look at this. Artificial lighting. I mean, it's just, I mean, I hate this look of this film. That was my big problem too with Crystal Skull is, for whatever reason, Spielberg got away from doing authentic film-looking movies. Like everything, he just switched to CGI lighting, switched to CGI backgrounds, and it just looks like shit. and it's not going to be timeless. I mean, you go and watch the original Indiana Jones films, real places, real stunts, real everything. Everything's real. I mean, they basically shot the movie like essentially like it would have been shot 50 years before that. You know, they actually went out into the desert, real dust, real sweat, real sunlight. I mean, this is probably in a movie studio with a green screen behind them and, you know, just a thing to sit on here. Like, I mean, it's just with a fan going, I guess. Shut up, kid. And, I mean, it's just all just fake. Fake. They probably got some grips or whoever's shaking the cart, trying to make it look like they're driving. I mean, it's a, oh, God, here's that line. The reason why I'm not playing the sound is I don't want to get in trouble because John Williams is a copyright asshole, I guess. I don't know. And the music here I was kind of liking, but then I was like, oh, it's just a retread of Indiana Jones and the Last Crusade in Venice. That's why I like it. Yeah, remember when John Williams used to make great music? Yeah. I don't think John Williams has done a great score since episode 1, 20... God dang, going on 24 years ago? Yeah. I mean, I consider him the greatest movie composer of all time. He and Jerry Goldsmith, but yeah, John Williams is number one. But you know, it's just he's only got so many great songs in him, I guess, and that's fine. You know, but yeah, I mean, this isn't exciting. Maybe it will be on the big screen. I don't know, but yeah, I mean, this is all right. Here comes. I mean, that's just stupid. This guy's, I mean, Indy's supposed to be like 70 here. I don't know if I could do this jump with that momentum and stuff. I don't know. And the odds are you would just hit your head off of that and fall down there and get, you know, left behind or whatever. I mean, it's just silly. Silly. And I mean, what part of this looks realistic? Like, yeah. Nice Jaguar. And I mean, he's not even in a real car. Like, I mean, is it so hard to just get a fucking guy inside a car with a camera and just drive around? I mean, is it that fucking hard? Yeah, there's your CGI glass breaking. I feel like that would have been a lot more gruesome in real life. Like, this guy would have been really fucked up. Yeah, yeah. I'm kind of trying to see how she could hit that, because look at that. How is she hitting that to make it go like that? It's not sticking out that much. Like, that is total bullshit. I mean, it's kind of sticking out there. I mean, I guess you could nudge it, but then you would just crash into the wall. Ah, it's just bullshit. But yeah, I mean, people are talking about that, and yeah. Yes, yes. Yep. God, I haven't even looked at these comments. Oh my, see, I mean, there is a large group of the fan base, I think, that is excited about this, but I think a lot of people understand, like, this is just, yeah. Yeah, it's a shame. It's a waste of money, waste of time, you know. I mean, I guess that's Frank Marshall. There's Satan. This kid better have fun, because I doubt he's going to be in anything. And I can't stand her, but I kind of like the dress until it gets to whatever the fuck that's supposed to be. Mangold. Harrison looking like he just had a stroke. Yeah. Mads Mikkelsen, man, I'm a big fan of his, but I'm just like, yeah. I mean, this movie has a good male cast. It's just, you know, what are they going to do with them? Yeah. It's just, yeah, man, I'm kind of just getting depressed even looking at this fucking movie, man. I'm just like, man, what the fuck? You could have done something. Could have done something great. First of all, I don't think they should have done another indie film. Like, it ended perfectly with Last Crusade riding off into the sunset. Like, what was left to say? What was left to do? I mean, just have it in the books. I love the books. You know, yeah. I mean, let's just leave it there. But they just couldn't leave it alone. They couldn't leave it alone. Yeah, but yeah, like I was saying, I'm just getting kind of depressed. Like, it's just, ugh. Because I love Indiana Jones. He's inspired me in my life to travel and learn and just, yeah, I love these movies. Love the character. Yeah, it's just sad, man. It's just sad. Harrison Ford, I don't really have much respect for him. He's just a drug addict, um, grumpy old bastard, pretty much. But I love his movies, love his performances. But it's kind of gotten to the point where I wish Tom Selleck had been Indiana Jones, because I think he would have more respect for the character at this point. Like, yeah, I mean, and Harrison Ford's in great shape for his age, but I mean, it's just like, come on. Like, you could have done this just having Indy, just kind of use his brain more than physicality. Yeah, at this point. And Nerd Erotic, Gary said something very funny, like, man, after, can't remember the guy's name, but Quan, I think, the guy who played Short Round, after he won the Oscar and stuff, Gary was like, man, Disney's got to be like, fuck, after that. Like, why the fuck did we bring Phoebe Waller-Bridge in when we could have gotten Short Round back? Like, they have to be kicking themselves with that decision. And I'm like, yeah. I mean, why not have Short Round in it instead of her? Like, why have her at all? Like, who gives a fuck about this fucking character? Like, it's stupid. Like, what are you doing? God. Ugh. So, and yeah, that's kind of another reason why I didn't really want to do an episode, because it's just shit, man. I don't want to talk about shit. That's why I actually stopped about a month ago watching Nerd Erotic, because all I did was talk about shit. As always, the MCU, I should say. Or Rings of Power. Like, Gary's talking about Rings of Power like 8 months after it bombed. I'm like, why the fuck are you still talking about that fucking show? It was atrocious. Just talk about it, like the first couple of weeks, and then just let it die and be forgotten. Like, I would not remember that fucking shit show if Gary hadn't kept bringing it up. So I pretty much stopped watching him, stopped watching Az. Still watch Critical Drinker and stuff, but it's just like, these guys just talk about shit all the time, and I'm like, talk about good stuff. I mean, what I'm doing entertainment wise is awesome. Like, I'm watching good movies. I'm watching, good stuff. I'm reading good books. I'm actually going through Indiana Jones and the dinosaur eggs. Yeah, just started this. I'm loving it. Yeah, loving this book. Max McCoy, I wish he had written 20 Indiana Jones books. He gets it. Absolutely gets it. And it's great. Loving it. I'm also going through Berserk right now. I'm almost halfway through Berserk. Loving it. Absolutely fabulous. Yeah. Loving this manga series. Absolutely loving it. And yeah, I'm listening to good music. Like, there's tons of good entertainment out there. But I guess with channels that make money, they have to talk about what's new. And unfortunately, what's new is usually shit. So, but I would tell Gary, I'm like, dude, quit talking about this shit. It might cost you 100,000 views or whatever, but talk about good stuff. Like, he's gotten into French comics because Razorfist talked him into doing that. I'm like, talk about Blueberry. Talk about Morbius. Talk about the good stuff. I mean, I'm going through Indiana Jones and the Fate of Olympus. Indiana Jones and the Fate of Atlantis. Yeah, I'm going through that right now. Loving it. Awesome game. Yeah, absolutely loving it. And, life is good right now. Like, why would I want to talk about garbage? So that's kind of the sad thing with this. It's just, I will go and see it when it comes out. Might be a little tricky because I think I'm going to be on vacation on the 30th. I'm going to try and go to Gettysburg, Pennsylvania for the 160th anniversary of the battle. So it might be kind of tricky to see it. But aren't they technically releasing it on June 28th, Wednesday? But I have to work, so I don't know. But I'll try and see it. I'll do a review. I mean, I don't want to see it. Well, let me rephrase that. I want to see it just to find out if it's as bad as I thought. I want to solve the mystery, basically. Like, is the movie shit or not? So, yeah, because I've been having to wonder for like 2 fucking years about this, so I want to find out. I don't want to give Disney or Lucasfilm any money, so I might do that thing where you buy a ticket for another movie and just sneak into this one. But tricky thing about that is nowadays you have to basically buy your seat. So I don't want to just go into this and sit down and then a couple show up and be like, hey, you're in our seat. I want to avoid that awkwardness, but I'm not going to give Disney any money, so I'll figure it out. But yeah, I'll go and see it. And you might be like, oh, you're a hypocrite. But I just want to know. Now, if it's as bad as everything else Disney, then I'll probably just walk out. Yeah, I mean, I've never walked out of a movie in my life, but I'm not going to see Indiana Jones get raped again. Yeah, South Park. I'm not gonna do that. I'm not gonna put myself through that. Yeah. Not gonna do this again. Yeah. Not going through that again. So, yeah. Oh God, but yeah, guys, let me know what you think. And now I'm just rambling and bitching and all that. I don't like doing that, but I just had to get this opinion out. Yeah. Oh, look, they're trying to do an old-timey poster, and yeah. What the fuck is that? Okay. Mads Mikkelsen. Okay. Okay. Looks like he's laughing like a Tusken Raider or something. I'm just like, fuck this movie, man. But we'll see. Maybe I'll be pleasantly surprised and the movie's good. I don't know. I remember hearing Spielberg went and saw it, and his review was, wow, I thought I was the only one who could make these. But then I went and looked at what other movies Spielberg has liked recently, and he went and saw The Force Awakens 3 times in the theater. I'm like, all right, that's all I needed to know. So, yeah. But, hey, if the movie's good, I'll be the first one to say it's good. Yeah. So, yeah, we'll see. And like I said, before this comes out, thanks to them releasing it at Cannes and stuff, we're basically going to know everything about this movie before it comes out. So, not going to be any surprises. I'm not going to be surprised if people record footage of it with their phones. I mean, it's just stupid as fuck having this movie come out this soon. So, yeah. But anyway, guys, have a good day. I'm going to go and enjoy my Friday. I guess I'll watch some episodes of people talking about this. Like, I think Midnight's Edge is, let's see. Yeah, then they're going to be talking about it and stuff. And yeah, that was well, actually, I'm kind of glad Conin's not going to be at Netflix. I don't trust Netflix any more than I do Disney to make anything good. So, yeah. But yeah, I'll enjoy listening to people talk about it and stuff. And I'll actually fill my day with some good entertainment. Like, I'm going through the Librarian movie trilogy. I've only seen the first one, so I want to see the other ones. And I might play some Indiana Jones and the Fate of Atlantis today. I'm really enjoying that. So, yeah. And I'll read my Dinosaur Eggs book and just have a good day. And that's all we can do. with our free time is try to have a good time. And that's why I don't understand why a lot of these reviewers just watch and play shitty stuff. I'm like, we only have so much free time in our lives. Like, why would I fill it with watching a bad movie? Why would I fill it with watching a bad show? Why would I fill it playing a bad game or reading a bad book? I'm like, let's just do good stuff, guys. Yeah. Good movies, good games, good books, good music, good shows, good everything. Like, that's the whole point of being a critic and a reviewer, is to help people find good stuff. Now, you might disagree on what's good and not, but that's fine. But yeah, all we can do is try and get down to the middle. What's good, what's not. Try and find the true path, I guess. But anyway, guys, take it easy. I'll see you.